Hey Flosstube, welcome to Creative Whims Studio. Hey friends, it's been about a month since our last regular floss tube. I have had a couple new releases in there, but yeah, so let's get caught up on what I've been doing. Today is Saturday, May 18th, May 18th. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's almost June. I just don't even know what is happening. Oh, I don't have my notes. Hold on one second. I got them out, but I just didn't bring them over with me. So what has been going on? Well, when I did my new release for the Bunny Trio or the Bunny Thieves, I had just gotten back from Aruba. So we did that release. I was home for 3 days and I went to Elk Rapids with 9 other sweet friends, stitchy friends, and we rented an Airbnb right on the water on Elk Lake. Beautiful home. And we just hung out and stitched. We did some antiquing and went out to dinner and just hung out and chatted and stitched. It was amazing. I felt like I stitched a lot, but when I look at what I accomplished, I don't feel like it was a ton. There was some frogging going on because, you know, talking and stitching doesn't always go hand in hand, at least for me. And but anyway, I'll get to all that. And then I got home from that, and that was on a Sunday, and then we left the following Saturday for Florida. So I was home 5 days, and then we took off for our annual trip to Florida. And we go down there. We've been going every May for the past 3 years with some friends of ours, and we have a total blast. We rent a condo right on the water, and it's in Siesta Key, Florida, so it's not in the Keys, okay? It's like south of Sarasota. What's nice about it is that the condo that we rent, the beach front is private. So the only people that can set up their, you know, chairs and umbrellas and whatnot are the people that are staying in the condo, those condos, okay? The other great thing is we don't have to set up the chairs and the umbrella. You go down, you tell them your name, last name, and your room number, your condo number, and they set everything up for you. And it's just spectacular. The water was amazing. The first 4 days, the water was so warm. I mean, it was warm the whole week, but it was kind of calm. I mean, the waves were just enough. But the last 2 days, all the waves were just kicking our butts. I mean, yeah, they were knocking us down and splashing us in the face, and you get the salt water in your eyes. You can't see for about 5 minutes, and then about the time you can see, you get hit, another wave hits you. It's just, but it's all fun. It's all good. Oh, my husband's mowing. I don't think you guys can hear. I remember one time I quit recording because he was mowing right outside the studio, but then when I watched it back, you really couldn't hear it, so we're just going to keep going. So got back from that trip on Saturday. The next day was Mother's Day, so all of you moms out there, I hope you had a happy Mother's Day. And yeah, for baby moms, I mean all the moms. And we had a wonderful day. The weather was so nice, you guys. In Michigan, May is so sketchy. It can be warm, but most often it's cold and or rainy. And this year it was 70 degrees, sunny. We hung out on the deck. The kids played outside. It was so good. So good. So, because I always complain that Father's Day, you know, being in June, it's gorgeous here in June. In May, it's a crapshoot. So we are very blessed and very grateful for the nice weather. So that was Mother's Day, and then the next day, Monday, was my first day back to work, but I really didn't work much because we had to take our sweet Athena to, it's about an hour and a half away to it's called Animal Imaging and Cancer Center, and they specialize in cancer treatments for dogs and cats down in Canton, Michigan. So we went down there. So that was an all-day thing pretty much because, I mean, they did a CT scan, so they had to knock her out for that. And they did extensive blood work just to make sure. So I'll just catch up real quick in case you don't know. Athena last year had a lump in her throat. The past 2 years, let me back up. The past 2 years, she's been getting these little black moles on her skin, and they're cancerous, and we've been getting those removed. Well then, after she got all those spots removed, I don't know, it was like a couple months later, I know it was petting her on her neck, and I noticed this lump in her throat. Being that she's had cancer issues, I took her in, they removed it. It was thyroid cancer. It came, come to find out it was thyroid cancer. And the vet thought she got clean margins, but under the microscope it shows that it was not. So there are still some cancer cells there. So we're just trying to figure out the best treatment for her going forward. The lump is not coming back yet. You know, when we went down to this cancer center, they said, you know, if we did nothing, she could possibly still have 4 really good years left. But there's different treatments, and it looks like we're going to go with like the hormone treatment, which is the less invasive and less, difficult of all 3. So that's good. But anyway, 7 to 10 days from last Monday, we will know a little bit more about, has it spread and different things like that. So anyways, she is like a child to me. I'm sorry if you're not a dog or cat person, bear with me, but this is like a child to me. I love her so much. I've never had a dog follow me everywhere like her. I've never had a dog that let me just lay on her and snuggle and kiss her face. You know, usually they kind of pull away, and she's just the biggest snuggler and just the sweetest dog, and I just can't imagine not having her. So we did that Monday. Yeah, and Wednesday I met with some friends for lunch. I know it's been so crazy, but it's, anyways, we met some friends for lunch that I haven't seen in a year and a half. Terrible, isn't it? They live an hour away. So Jan, my friend that we go to Florida with, her and I met these friends for lunch on Wednesday. So it's been a very busy time, but wonderful things. Vacations and spending time with friends. And anyway, so that's been what's going on. And I do have some announcements. So earlier this week, I did a video about the exclusive design. Blah, my words are just, I'm having a hard time getting my words out. Exclusive design for Clare Stitching Post. Okay, I made the mistake of forgetting to mention in that video that Clare is not shipping the rickrack. She is not shipping the board, the finishing board from Chantelle. If you want, that is basically, if you live in the area and you can go to her shop, you can get the whole kit and caboodle from start to finish, okay? The finishing board and everything. You can get everything there. If you are calling in your order, there's only 2 things you can order. You can order just the kit, which includes fabric, floss, and the chart. You cannot order just the floss and the chart. You cannot order just the fabric and the chart, okay? The kit is all 3 of those. Or you can order just the chart. Those are your 2 options, okay? When you do place your order, if you are ordering just the chart, when you email her, please put your shipping address on there. She said that she's getting a ton of orders, which thank you very much. I appreciate it so much, and so does she. We're both very grateful. But it's causing her a little bit of stress because people aren't leaving their shipping address. So then she has to email back, ask for the shipping address. People are wanting to buy, just the trim and the floss in the chart. Well, she doesn't do that combination. So it's emailing back and forth, and her fear is that she's going to miss orders that way. And I totally get it, because I know when I do my mass email to all my shops when I have a new release, things I always put in there, please do not respond to this email, because it will get lost. I'm sending out 500 emails, okay, in this mass email. And if people start replying to that mass email, it gets all jumbled and lost, but people still do it, and emails get lost. And so she does not want to mess up your order. She does not want to miss your order. So this is what I suggest. When you email Clare, be very specific on what you want. So you can either get just the chart, or you can get the kit. Now, if you order the kit, you get the fabric, the floss, and the chart. Now, when you order the fabric, make sure you specify if you want Aida, which is, I think she said 16 count Aida, or you can get 36 count linen or 40 count linen. Specify which count fabric you want, and also please add your shipping address on there. So the email that you send to her, that email address is how she's going to send the PayPal invoice. It's going to go to that email address. So if you email from a email address that you do not want the PayPal invoice to go to, then make sure that you also put that in there. Say, please send PayPal invoice to, and put that email address there. She needs to have all of this information so that she can then invoice you and then ship your order. It cuts down on the work for her, but also it cuts down on the chance of your order getting lost in the shuffle. Okay, so I just wanted to really go over that because she's emailing me like, she's having some troubles. So I want to help her out. Let's see. So the finishing board. Now, the finishing board that I showed, I'm going to pop up a picture right here for you. If you want that finishing board and you have to place an order, then you need to place your order with Chantelle. Okay, I will have her link in the description box below. It will be a direct link right to that specific piece. Okay, I finished on the medium board and I was on a 40 count. So if you're going to do a 36 count or 32 or 28, you're going to want the large and possibly the extra large. I don't know. That's something you'll have to look at. What you do is you take the stitch count and you put it in the cross stitch calculator according to what fabric you're going to stitch it on. It'll tell you the finish size that your piece will be. It's so loud. He's right outside the door. That cross stitch calculator will calculate the size that your finished piece will be. Then when you go to Chantelle's site, you look at the size of her board and you want to leave, you want to leave an edge so that the wood of the finishing board shows. And also if you're going to use trim, that takes up a good 1/4 of an inch. So make sure that you order the correct size board that you want, okay? And again, like I said, Clare will have finishing boards and the rickrack, but that's only for walk-in customers only. That's if you live in the area and you want to go there and purchase those things. I also want to just mention, please be patient. Clare doesn't have 10 employees, okay? She is going to work through each order as they come in, and you will get your things as soon as it's humanly possible. The fact that this is the only place you can get it, you don't have to worry about FOMO because this is the only place you can get it. So be patient with Clare. She did email me and say, oh my gosh, I already sold all the patterns, so I know when I'm done recording this video, I'm going to print more covers and instructions so that Kevin can put those patterns together and we can get those shipped out on Monday for her. So, she's doing the best she can, and that's all anybody can do, right? So give her some grace and be patient with her, please. Thank you so much, you guys. And we're overwhelmed and happy and so full of gratitude. But I just want to, I want to help her out a little bit, okay? All right, so I said I was going to have a release in May. And I guess I did. I had the bunnies, and then I had this for Clare. But I meant to, when I said that, you guys already know what I'm going to release. It's going to be the Annabella's retreat pieces and the Craft Gallery retreat pieces from last April and May 2023. I wanted to release those this past week. That did not happen because our son, Kyle, who works on the workshop side of the studio, he does all of our shipping. He is leaving this coming Thursday for a week. Well, I didn't want to have a new release and then have him leave out of town for a week because that would put all of the pressure on Kevin, which would then spill over to me, and I don't have time. I don't have time to be shipping orders. I'm telling you, wow, my schedule is nuts right now. That will happen not next week, but the week after. I think I said the 27th. Yeah, May 27th. It's a Monday. So expect to see a video from me all about that new release, and we'll be off to the races. Of course, it's the end of the month, but it's still May. I will have another release in June. It'll probably be late June because I don't have the book designed yet. I have about 6 pieces sitting over in my finishing area over there. So I will be doing lots of FFOs in the next couple of weeks, next few weeks, I should say. That's going to be the Hello America book, and maybe one or two releases along with that. I wanted to let you guys know that the Angel deck that was so popular, I can't remember when that came out, but they are not printing that anymore. So I placed my last order with them, and when we run out, we're going to be out. So just in case you didn't get those, I'll pop a picture up here so you can take a look of what they are. They're awesome. And if you don't have them, or if you had them and used them, the point of those, my intention when I designed those, was for people to use those as something to put in an envelope, or something to put in with a gift, or they're just uplifting sayings and inspirational quotes and things like that. So that is about done, which makes me so sad. And I contacted them about doing a cross-stitch card deck, and they said that it didn't go with their aesthetic because they do fairy cards and all kinds of different cards, okay? But they're all, it's not a good fit for their company, and I get that. So I did ask them, well, what if I designed it and, paid you to print them? And so they did quote me on that. But I haven't had time. That will take me an immense amount of time to lay out, and it's really not at my top priority. But it would be cool, wouldn't it? It's going to happen. I just don't know when. And then I wanted to show my contribution to the Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine for the summer issue, which I think is shipping now, or should be shipping soon anyways. This is called Miss Liberty. I'm not giving you all the details on it because that will be in the magazine. I can tell you this, it was finished on Chantelle 141 board, of course. I don't do a lot of the bows and things up here. I like the more prim look, so I do like to do the sanding and stuff. And then that is Lady Dot Creates Rick Rack in the color Licorice, which is like a deep navy blue. It's super cool. So she is adorable. She's small. I do want to let you know that there is a coordinate. No, what am I trying to say? There is another piece. There's a dude that goes with this girl. Oh, it says, "This land's made for you and me." And it is the male counterpart to this sweet little girl. And there's a little dog, and there's the guy, and he's got a drum and a flag and a flower pot, a different flower, but very similar to this, same size. I am finishing it on the same board, but I painted it navy. That will be coming out in my Hello America book, coming out in June. So it'll be kind of cool. You get this, get it stitched up, and so while you're at it, buy 2 of these boards from Chantelle. And that way you'll have one for him as well. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Those 2 together will be so cute. All right, let's go over my whips. So what did I work on? Well, I started a punch needle when I was in Elk Rapids with the girls. And here is the back of the design. This was in my Patreon group at one point. So this is the finished line. I don't put the past images in my secret shop. So basically with these designs, with the punch needle, they're not punch needle designs. They're basically, I call them coloring book pages. They can be used for just that, for coloring book pages, for your grandkids, for you, whatever. Or you can enlarge them and make a hook rug. You can do embroidery, you can do punch needle, whatever you want to use it for. So anyways, I think that's super cute. The background, see around the O and the F, it's like a mustardy yellow gold color. That's the color I was going to do for the background, but I think I'm going to pull that out and change it to like an off-white. I want this just to really pop. So I got all that done that weekend with the girls. I think that's pretty darn good. All right, what else did I work on while I was there? So this I worked on, I don't think I worked on this at all when I was with the girls, but I have worked on it just here at home. Oh, my threads are kind of a mess. Let me show you the cover first. I'm stitching mine on Aztec Red from Weeks Dye Works. This is called Valentine Heart and Hand Patreon January 2024. The minute I designed that, I knew I was going to stitch it because I absolutely love the heart and hand. Obviously, it is my logo. But I love the heart with all the little critters in there. So let me show you what I have done. I had to do some frogging because, so this, oh my gosh, the mower's making me crazy. So on that heart, see that there's that little gold. There's the dark red and then the gold and then the red. Okay. Well, when I was stitching, hold on. I didn't iron it. So when I was stitching this, well, I chose a different color for the heart and then the fill in for this heart because the red that's on the chart is the exact same color as this fabric and it just didn't pop. So I got done stitching that and I still had some of that color on my needle and I like to just use it up. So I started stitching around here. Well, duh, that's supposed to be that gold color, which I'm not going to do the gold. I'm going to do it like this heart. So I'm going to do where it's gold right here. I'm actually going to do this off-white color and then fill it in with this pink variegated color. I think that's, excuse me, gosh. I think that's barn door. Yeah, I was sick this last week too. Not sick, it's just allergies, but oh my gosh, Wednesday night I got 3 hours of sleep. My throat scratched and I was coughing and gagging. Yeah, it was terrible. And then we had the kids the next day. Crab cakes. Crab cakes by Classic Colorworks. That's what I'm using for that. It's the variegation I think is so pretty on that. So yeah, and Kevin didn't sleep at all that night. He does that all the time though. The poor guy. He wasn't sick or nothing, but he just didn't sleep. So that next day, we were both so exhausted, but I just felt crappy. I took a COVID test because I felt exactly like I felt when I was at Kristen's after Nashville Market. And I'm like, no, there's no way I can have COVID again, which I didn't. I tested negative, but I thought, well, if I'm having the grandkids, I need to make sure it's not that. And it's just allergies. Everything is blooming. We have tons of pine trees, and when the wind, just a little bit of wind makes those branches move, you can just see the pollen floating across the sky. So anyways, I'm an idiot. I'm supposed to be doing Flonase in the spring when that happens, and I hadn't been doing my Flonase every day. Anyway, needless to say, I'm doing it now, and the next day, Friday, I felt better. Today, Saturday, I even feel more better. I feel more better, more gooder. So yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't think to do the Flonase in the spring until I get sick. The next one that I worked on this when I was with the girls, but I've also worked a little bit on it since I've been back home. I didn't take any stitching to Florida because I know I wouldn't have done it, so I didn't want to bother bringing it, knowing I wasn't going to do it. But my friend, Jan, that I went to Florida with, so she used to be a major cross-stitcher when her kids were little. And this was before her and I were good friends, but she cross-stitched a ton, And when I was at her house the Thursday before we went to Florida, we took the grandkids over there because her granddaughter was up here visiting from Florida, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so the kids could play. She brought out her cross stitch that she had been, like, some things were not fully finished. They were finished, but need to be fully finished. And then she had some works in progress, and we were going through those. Yeah, she likes the primitive style. She'll be blown away when she finally gets back into it and sees everything that's available. But I've been kind of nudging her along, like, oh, come on, you really need to get back into cross stitch. So I think she's gonna do it, and that would be so cool. That'd be so cool. All right, so here is the hometown sale, mystery sale that I'm doing with my tier 4 Patreon members. Now, when I showed you last, I just had like the roof done of this brick building. I didn't have quilts put in there. I just did that, like, was that last night, I think? I still have to fix that window. I frogged that sheep because when I did the sidewalk, I might have already told you this, but when I was stitching the sidewalk, I was just going zoop, 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 not even paying attention. And then I realized, oh, that sheep comes up into that. So I stitched it on top of it because I didn't want to rip all that out. Well, that looked stupid, so I frogged it. If I have room to put the sheep in down below, I will. Otherwise, I'll just leave them out. It's not a big deal. So I did all the brick in the windows, in the door, and this green and part of the roof when I was with the girls. And then I worked on the rest of the roof, the windows, and what else? Just the other night. Yeah, I guess that was it. And then the quilts. I just did that the other night. I think I spent like an hour stitching, hour and a half maybe. So yeah, so I'm moving along. Part 5 was released, which is this part right here. It's going to be gift barn, but it's the start of a barn right here. That dropped on the 15th of May. It was kind of funny because I was in Aruba when it was the 15th of May, and I meant to have that scheduled in Patreon to post on the 15th. Well, I forgot to post it, and I happened to get on my phone and I looked in the Facebook group that I have for my Patreon group, and they're like, I hope Chris is okay. I had messages, I had emails. Everyone's like, where's page 4? I hope you're okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to schedule that because I didn't want to have to deal with it while I was there. Thank goodness I had my laptop with me so I could post it. So I posted it like 2 days late, and people were like, oh, you could have waited until you got home to post that. I'm like, yeah, right. If I would have waited until I got home, I would have had 1,000 messages of, oh my gosh, where's it at? You know, anyway, I just thought it was kind of funny. You could have waited. It's like, definitely not. Definitely not. Okay, I worked on, oh, I love this one. All right, I worked on this while I was on the Stitchy Girl week, I guess it was more like a week. I don't know, it was 5 days. Anyway, Most Humble Hands by Teresa Vanette, Shakespeare's Peddler. I am doing this one, The Poet and the Rose, Elizabeth Beard, 1820. I love that. And when she came out with this book, that was when I saw that, I'm like, I will stitch that. Here is the antique of it. All right, so I will show you what I got done. Not a ton, but I'm stitching it on 40 count molten chocolate cake by Her Sons. Graham Cracker, I think is the name of the fabrics. Let me go ahead and put it on this board. Just makes it so much easier. This fabric is to die for. Teresa, your sons are amazing. Of course, she knows that already. Jeez. I'm having a heck of a time here. So this fabric is not the called for, but this fabric is so awesome and so perfect for this piece. I love it. All right, let me get my floss out of the way. So last time I showed you, I was on, I think L or M, So I did all of the rest of that alphabet. Well, I still have XYZ to do. And then I started this part of the alphabet, the next row of alphabets. So yeah, moving along. XYZ, so it'll be about out to here. Oh my gosh, it's just, look at this fabric, you guys. It's so grungy. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that done. Because it's, well, it's fun to work on, so I don't want to get it done type of thing, but yet I want to have it on my wall. Oh. Then, the other thing I've worked on, which started with frogging, is Teach My Heart. This is an antique sampler reproduction that I am doing. I could go get the antique for you and show it to you. I've shown it before, but I can show it again. Let me go get that. Shoot. I was wondering if I had written down anywhere the linen I'm stitching on, but no, of course not. Dadgummit, Teresa. Well, let me go get the antique. I think it's Fox and Rabbit up in the attic, to be honest, but any whoozy whatsies. Here's the antique sampler. God, there's such a glare. So as you can see, this is quite big compared to mine. So let's just hold them up together. Look at the difference in the size. You can't really see, can you? Oh well, I tried. But yeah, it's quite a bit smaller, which I love. So what I worked on was the 1/1. I had ABC done, but I did full crosses, and it was so bulky and I lost the detail. So I frogged that out because I had heard on someone's Flosstube that, you know, you could just do tent stitches. So that's what I'm doing on the 1/1, and it's looking so much better. That's all I've worked on. So I've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Started on the H. Not a lot of progress, but what I'm going to do is do 2 letters, 1/1, and then work on something else. And then do 2 letters and work on something else, because it goes all the way across. And I don't want to just sit there and do 1/1 because I'm not a fan. Not a fan. So that is it for my whips, guys. Oops, sorry, I just hit the tripod. But I have some beautiful things that I want to share with you of some FFOs that some beautiful people sent in of my designs. So let's go over those now. First we have Stephanie Weitzman. She said, I loved this stitch. My home is colonial style and I have lots of patriotic stitching. I stitched this last summer on a trip to the Delaware shore and finished it into an envelope style pillow with some French general fabrics. Thank you for your beautiful designs. They bring me joy. Oh my gosh, Stephanie, that is a beautiful pillow. That design can be found in my Bright Stars book that has, I don't know, 8 designs or something like that. So thank you, Stephanie, for sending that in. Next we have Beauty Fades by Josie. She said, hi Teresa, attached is the Beauty Fades cross stitch. I stitched on 28 count mushroom Lagana 1/2, which makes the stitching look more vintage to me. I included my grandmother's names as they were both God-fearing women who loved the Lord. Thank you for all the wonderful patterns. Thank you, Josie, for sending that in. It's so pretty. I love your frame too. 28 count 1/2. And it's, look at that, 28 count 1/2, and it still looks amazing. You don't have to use 2 threads. Next we have Beth Reed. She said, "Good morning, Teresa. Welcome back from Aruba. Looks like you had a fabulous, well-deserved vacation. I wanted to share my finish of the stitching cousins from the craft gallery retreat last year. The cousins are so adorable and I wanted to do something different with them. I used all the called for floss and the fabric provided in the kit at the retreat to stitch them. The fabric I sewed them together with is from Tula Tango Line by Robin Pickens, and I thought the colors were a perfect match for these girls. So I decided to sew them into one piece saying, 'Just a girl making beautiful things.' Thank you for sharing your talent with us, Teresa." From Beth. Thank you, Beth Reed, for sending that in. That is so cute. I love your finish. It's adorable. So those two are coming out the end of May, those two patterns. Next, we have Charlotte Burgess. She stitched Let Love Rain. She said, "My Let Love Rain is back from the framer. I used your called for colors, just not where they were always called for. I replaced 926 with 317 and also used it where it wasn't called for. I also used 355, 919, 922, 3826, 3827, and 3830. I did not use those colors for any particular symbol. The side borders mimic each other as do the top and bottom borders. Thanks so much for this lovely pattern. I enjoyed stitching it for the most part. LOL." Charlotte Burgess. Thank you so much, Charlotte, for sending that in. Oh my gosh, I love it. So many people have changed up the location or the, you know, not just the colors, but where they put the colors. And I love how she alternated the yellow with that more burgundy or red color flowers. Super pretty. Beautiful job. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, last but not least, we have Beth Honeycutt. She stitched Land That I Love. She said, "Thank you so much, Teresa, for designing such a lovely chart. I personalized it with a few of my family members who have served. My son is currently deployed overseas, so finishing this design now made my heart so happy. Enjoy the beach, and I can't wait to see your unboxing of your new samplers." Beth Honeycutt is Red Cross Stitcher on Instagram. And does she have a Flosstube? I think she might have a Flosstube as well. If she does, it'll be linked below. Thank you, Beth. It's so beautiful, and thank you for your son's service. I can see why, you know, that would bring you some comfort stitching that and thinking of him. Thank you for sharing that with us. So that is it. Thank you so much, ladies. If you would like to have your finished Teresa Kogut design shown here on my Flosstube, I would greatly appreciate it if you would email me at teresakogut3@gmail.com. I do love it when it's fully finished, although I can show, you know, a finish as well. But if you can let me know, like, the floss you use, the fabric you use, you know, those kind of details, people like to know that because it helps to inspire other people and give them other ideas. I love that. All right. Next is haul. I have not been shopping because I've not been home. So I did, however, get this fabric from Laura's Fabrics. Laura is the daughter of, oh my gosh, I just blanked. Riverview Stitching. I am so sorry. I can picture her face. I can hear her voice. They live in Michigan. I am so sorry. I'll put her name up here. It'll come to me the minute I'm done talking about it. But anyways, I ordered Old Crusty in 40 count. I got a full yard of it because I'm stitching that flag that has all the states on it. Oh, I should go get it so you know what I'm talking about. I just have to get my floss now. One Nation by Bygone Stitches. I know, I'm sure you've seen this at some point. It has all of the states in the stripes of the stars, or in the stripes of the flag. Anyway, I saw somebody finish that. I mentioned this not too long ago in one of my Flosstubes that she stitched it on Old Crusty. Excuse me, Old and Crusty. And I have to get the floss now because she She used different floss than the called for. I gotta get a drink. But look at this fabric. This fabric is amazing. Look at that fabric. Ah, I love it. So yes, I will have Laura's information below so that if you would like to order from her, you can, okay? I'm gonna stick that right in this pattern so I know that that's where it goes. And then I just have to get the floss, and who knows when I'm gonna get started on it, because I have deadlines for some of my stitching, and yeah. The last thing, but not the least thing, is my plans of what I plan on working on. This coming week is going to be amazing. What I'm going to work on this in the next week. So Monday, I am meeting Michelle Mueller from Wild Hair Rug Studio. She lives up like Elk Rapids area. She used to have a shop in Elk Rapids, actually. She and I are meeting for lunch. She has a daughter that lives down this way, so we're going to have lunch together because she is bringing me a ton of hooked rug patterns. So I am doing Sauter Village this year in August, and that is a rug hooking show. So I am going to, I needed to have rugs ready. She is the person that traces my rugs for me now. I only have a few rugs available on my Etsy shop. A major goal of mine, I would love to have this done, but we'll see if time allows. But I would love to have my new website up and running and at least have the rugs on there so that when I go to Sauter Village, because I'm not going to have every rug. I probably have 50 rug designs. 40 at the minimum, I would think. And she has all my paper patterns. I have sent her all the paper patterns, and anyways, I have some amazing rug designs, but nobody knows about them because they're not anywhere to be found. I had to get rid of I had like a Google site. I don't know. Anyways, I got rid of that, and I have a handful of rugs on my Etsy shop. So I'm meeting with her, and I have like $5,000 worth of rugs, rug patterns that she's bringing to me. Then Wednesday, I'm taking the day off to go to Chantelle 141. So Chantelle and I live 1 hour away. That's it. 1 hour. Oh my gosh, my nose is itching. 1 hour away. So she invited me to come and teach her how to punch needle, which is awesome because I'm working on a punch needle. I haven't started it yet, but not that one. I need to do a fall punch needle for the Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine, which is due June 1st. So I'm going to get that done, and that's what I will be working on to show her how to punch needle. So I'm going to teach her how to punch needle. And while I'm there, see this thing here? This tote is full of finished stitches. Okay, so let me just this is shameful, absolutely shameful. So before Flosstube, I used to just, however I could get my finished pieces ready for Nashville, I just had to have them displayed. I didn't care if they were fully finished. So I displayed tons of them like this. So it's foam core, it's taped on there. Terrible, I know it's terrible. And I got the little grippy things. That's how I would display my stuff. I have tons of them like that. There's another one. I have some the even older designs that are not finished. I just basically cut them and serge the edges. I know, isn't this is a dang crime right here, y'all. Look how cute that one is. This is a crime. So I'm taking all of these to Chantelle's, and I'm gonna see if she has finishing pieces that will fit. This one's kind of too big. I'll probably just get that one framed. But let me just show you. Here's a little kitty on Jack. Look at that one. Oh, so cute. So many Halloween ones. How cute is that? Look at the Santa. I mean, kitty cats. I think this one's retired though. I don't, should I show you all of them? I love her. Harvest at the Mill. So anyway, I'm going there to, isn't this awful though? Oh, this one actually was fully finished on a piece. But in a trunk show, it got damaged. So I just need to find something to put that one on. I love him with the little top hat on. Oh, I love this piece. Some of these smaller pieces, I know Chantelle will have some boards or something. I even have punch needle. Look at this punch needle. That's available in cross stitch as well. So anyway, I have tons more. All those, these, and then here's a bunch. So these are when I first started designing, okay? And everything was on Weeks Dye Works Cocoa or Mocha, and I always did 30 count. So everything's giant. Like that's pretty big, but it would be cute framed. I would like to see this stitched on like a 46 count. Wouldn't that be cute? That would be so cute. Needle, or this one is wool and flax. Oh, I love this one. Spotted bunny. So yeah, so that will be so fun. I'm doing that on Wednesday. And I am working on my Christmas fabric line. It's due June 1st-ish. They're very lenient, thank goodness. But I have the artwork done. It's just about putting them in repeats and all of that. It's just a lot of FaceTime with my computer. So I'll be doing that this week. I have all my Patreon charts already designed, so yay for me, because that's usually like a scramble the last week of the month. But they're all ready, including the ornament, so I'm good on that. What else was I doing? Yeah, just basically, oh yeah, and so once I get those rugs from Michelle, I need to make more models. So I have models hanging here in my studio that I'm gonna have to take down for the Sauter Village show, but I want to have more models. So I'm going to do punch rug or hook rugs at least 2 hours a day, at least 5 days out of the week. So maybe I don't know, do it on a Saturday, or if I miss a day during the week. Like I won't be doing it on Wednesday this week because I'm going to Chantelle. So maybe next Saturday I will spend 2 hours. But I thought if I could do, because rug punching is as fast as punch needle. I mean, it goes fast because it's the same concept. You're just pushing in, pushing in, pushing in. So that is what I'm doing this coming week, and then also hoping to find more time to stitch at the end of the day as well. That's it. That seemed like a lot. I thought this was going to be a really short video, but you know, once you get going, things come up. So anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for spending time with me today. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate all your support of my designs, and I'm just grateful to be in this business and in this community. I love it so much. So thank you very much, and don't forget, create every day. Bye.